everybody, welcome to Lionel and Mary. Thank you for joining us. I hope you got the chance to watch our latest videos. If you haven't, make sure you go check it out. For today, we're going to continue on our recap of the last 4 years we've been MIA. And the next step right after moving in together, it's our first baby girl, Mary Andrea. So how did we find out about the pregnancy? Mary is in Miami.
Yeah.
She's starting to have a heated body. She's starting to not be able to drink alcohol.
Were you there?
No, you told me.
Were you pregnant?
No, you told me.
Okay.
And then she comes back from Miami and I make a remark that the belly got a little bit bigger. That's when she started rethinking about everything that happened in Miami.
Yeah.
And now the belly being big. She's thinking to herself, okay, there might be a possibility that I'm pregnant. Plus, I don't remember when I had my last period.
Yeah.
So she's at work. She's panicking. She's texting me. She's like, Keenan, my period hasn't come yet.
Yeah.
And what do we do? What do we do if I'm pregnant and all that kind of stuff? And what did I tell you when you were panicking?
If I remember correctly, you said like you don't have to be scared. Whatever happened, we're going to do it together. It's fine. What do you want to do now? And I remember I said like I don't want to do anything, but we do have to do like a pregnancy test, at least to be at ease, right? Yeah. And if I'm not pregnant, try to see what is the reason why everything is happening. So I asked him to since like he was finishing work before me that day. I think he wasn't at work. I don't remember. It was the time like where we have different schedules. So I asked him to go and buy a pregnancy test for me. So when I get home, we can do the test together. I came home. He showed me the test. I went to the bathroom. He stayed in the living room. I do the test. I come out of the bathroom. I look at him and I say, Lionel, this is not happening.
Oh my goodness. I think at first when she told me, I was like, should we do a second one to be sure?
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, but then right after that split second of shock, I think it was a moment of realizing, yo, maybe it was time. Maybe it was time for the baby girl to come. I'm with the person that I'm gonna be with for the rest of my life. So if I were to have a baby with anyone, it would be with her, right? It kind of gave me peace of mind of how the pregnancy came about. I think I was past my shock phase and more in the phase of, let's figure it out. It's here. Let's take it. It's a gift.
Yeah, so basically the knowledge of us being pregnant was shocking at first, but at the same time, we were already fiancés. We were on the road to get married. So it was something that it was going to happen after the wedding, obviously. It was something that somehow it was bound to happen in our relationship. It's just that it came a little bit earlier than we planned or we expected it, like for the baby to come.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that maybe we sometimes think about is like what we will do differently. I will maybe choose to spend more time as a couple before having children. For the fact that here in Canada, having a child, it's a lot of work. It's different for how we were raised. Back home, our parents, they have brothers, sister, family, they have the maid, they have like all that support system to help them raise a baby, basically. And they can go to work and come back from work, like with the peace of mind. Yeah. In Canada, everything that we experienced with having a child was something very different for us. If I had the knowledge, I would have really thought about it, maybe prepare ourselves first before deciding to depart in that journey.
For me, I don't think the timing of it I would have changed. I think the thing that I would have changed more was the working on the individual, but that goes a little bit with the marriage. It goes with having the first kid. Yeah. I don't think I would have changed anything in terms of the timing. I felt like everything chronologically and with the mindset that me and Mary had of wanting a family, like Mary always wanted to be a mom. And to be honest,
That's
as much as with hindsight now, she values the time that she had, just the two of us. At that time when she had that baby was a miracle for you.
yeah, yeah,
To be honest, even though we were scared and shocked with how early it came, I think both of us really were thankful that she came at that time. We were just thankful for having it,
yeah,
for having the kid. Really, we were on our way of of making a life together, building a life together as partners. So when the baby came, it made sense a little bit. It
yeah.
made sense a little bit, even though it came a little bit early. It still made sense. So the things I would have changed would have been from back in when I was 10 years old. Like it wouldn't be the things at 24 that I would be changing. I would have been telling the young Jeanette of 10 years old to work better in the things he's curious about and push himself in those venues, to come up at 24 having already something established. Because I think now with kids and with the partnership that you have in a marriage, you don't have the time to work on the individual things because everything is attached as a group and as a
Yeah.
unit.
You have to work on yourself to make the marriage and the couple and the children, everything like feel safe, the family.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't work on yourself alone. So
Yeah,
your
you
partner needs to join you, needs to understand where you come from. So it's almost like if you have family baggage and friendship, all those things in your past, that's like those luggage that you carry on with you, it just open in the marriage basically. And there's no door, there's no exit. You have to sit down and make sure that
deal with it.
deal with it exactly.
There's no
So
escaping it. Yeah.
maybe the good thing about us, no matter how hard it is, it was even in the relationship. I'm the one that always say, let's take a break. I'm the one that says, get out of here. I'm the one who says, like, Lionel, I'm tired of you. You don't listen to me, you don't understand me. He's the one, he says, I'm not going anywhere. You want to take a break, you take a break by yourself, but I'm not going anywhere. So I really feel like for our relationship, it's a balance. And no matter the challenge that we went through or we don't know what life has in store for us, he made it clear that it was a no-no. The exit was not a solution for us. Because no matter what happened in our marriage, if we're not able to work on it, no matter where we go, it's going to follow us. So we're always willing to work on our issues. And I also think that the good thing is we have that kind of best friend relationship. And I really realized that when we're having the hardest moments in our marriage, the fact that we're able to put the lovers and the emotion apart and the friends are able to take over. It's almost like as lovers, we're really mad at each other and everything, but the friends, we get each other back. This is something that really opened my eyes about marriage and relationship in general and makes me understand it's not just expectation that I had out of people, but expectation that I do have for myself and expectation that he also has for himself. Love is something that you choose. You choose to love someone on an everyday basis. It's a decision. You choose to love the person. You choose to be committed. You choose to work on the intimacy. You choose to work.
You choose to put yourself aside
at some point.
time, yeah.
This is what love is. But in the friendship, you realize like emotion apart, you like the person. It's almost like, okay, I'm mad with Lionel, but God forbid I am not with him today. I still want that person to be in my life because I like the person he is. I like the way, like, no matter how it's hard, it's able to work on himself. There's also the honesty. No matter how harsh things can be, it always like, I need to talk to Mary, my friend, right now, because Mary, my wife, won't be able to understand this. So can you switch it off and can I have my friend so we can have that
Yeah,
talk?
man. Ladies, sometimes you have to be the homie, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to be the homie. You gotta be able to talk all that dirty man stuff to you
Yeah.
guys.
And
It's
I'm
hard
not,
sometimes.
yes, I'm not going to like, it's not easy. It's almost at the beginning of the relationship, we had that, but in the marriage, it's different. It's almost like I came into the marriage with expectation. I'm like, you can't mess up. You can't do this. You can. But at the same time, we young people, we got together at 19. We've been married at 25. We already had a kid. We still need to grow. It was still like hard on him, all those expectations. So like it was good for him to say, okay, if I want my marriage to work, I need to talk to Mary, my friend, but Mary, my wife, need to go out right now. Yes. So that moment for me was like, oh, I also need to talk to Lionel, my friend. I miss that guy. I need to talk to him because Lionel, my husband, won't be able to process all of that thing right now.
I think it's the non-stop of it. So you can't tell your kid, okay, not now, right now, I need to rest or I need to do something. Yeah. You know, and the first thing that they take away is sleep. And something we've realized is whenever we're able to sleep, we're able to function during the day.
Yeah. I think for me, because it was the first kid, I was going through a lot of things, not only physically, but emotionally. There's something called postpartum, but I don't know if like they don't talk about this back home, but I didn't have the discussion about it. Like my mom, nobody really talked to me or explained to me what is this. So it's almost I was going through all those emotions, not knowing
going through it.
Exactly. So I had like kind of a anxiety from here, depression from here, and a mood swing at the highest level. Because if you know me, I'm someone like you can read the mood on my face. And I also think it was hard for Lionel to realize what was happening to me. And I feel also like being alone at home all that time with no really support system, people that can see that didn't help me at all, basically. So it took me a long time, a really long time after the baby to even see myself again, to come back to myself. So this also kind of play in the marriage. It's not like I will change anything. One thing I know, every pregnancy is different. With our second child, maybe we will say thank you for Corona. The fact that Lionel was at home or is still at home most of the time kind of helped me like take a break. I can sleep when it's not working, it's with the baby. I don't know, we have lunch together, but I feel like I'm not alone in
like
this.
The fact that I'm close by and it gives a little bit more peace of mind just to have the person close by.
And also the fact that I always felt guilty for the things I used to feel, but the fact that now like we talked about it and I'm open to say certain things that as a mom you say, why would I say that out loud? And you feel guilty about it. We needed to find our balance, basically. So I think it was the balance that was missing, and that make personally me look back and say, okay, we're still young. Maybe we should have waited or do things differently. But now that I did find my balance, I'm like, oh, this is fine. We have our kids. Thank God. This is blessings. And we can move to other things.
Yeah, I think the thing that changed mainly is logistics on a day-to-day. And also I think the thing that changes the dynamic of the relationship, like she mentioned, she was going through stuff that she didn't even know she was going through. So most of the time, the dynamic of our relationship was she goes through something, she tells me, we talk it out, figure it out, and take action together. But at the time with the pregnancy, she was going through stuff that she didn't even know she was going through. So she almost like
it's almost I couldn't understand what was happening to even have the words to explain it out loud.
So that changed the whole dynamic. Before the baby, the giving space was for her to have room to be able to come back. So it's for her to be able to cool down. But with the baby, that was the time I wasn't supposed to give her space. So even that dynamic changes. You know, before there was an unwritten rule where, you know, when she's not feeling well, you give her space, she recovers, then she comes back, we're good. At that time with the pregnancy, she doesn't feel well, that's when you should be even closer. That's when she wanted me to be there, wanted me to be there even more. But I was still acting the same in the same dynamic that we have pre childbirth, and instead of post birth. So that dynamic changed. I had to adapt to that. But since the communication was shut down, none of us really figured out what was going on. We actually talked about it when the second child came.
Yeah, when the second child came, it was almost like a realization of everything I was going through. Yeah, we had to talk about it, and we knew what we could do different with that child, basically, and also with our relationship. And there's also that moment where I think you felt that I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So it was almost like he was with me, but you couldn't see, or like you couldn't see his wife, basically. So he's like, I'm looking for my wife. I want my wife back.
And the same way she was talking about it, I didn't realize she wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
You know, for me it was the same way before the child. It was, you know, just the need of space, and we've done that in the past of giving each other space, letting the individual still be alive in the relationship. So it was normal. So it's when she realized what she was going through that I realized what I needed to do, and I was like, wow, so you went through all of that? I had no clue.
Yeah.
You could have talked to me, but at the time, you know, she wasn't aware of it in a way to be able to communicate that.
Yeah.
I think as men, I think I've seen a lot of videos of relationship where men talk about, you know, educating yourself about what your woman goes through, because there's some stuff that she gonna need guidance from you, where you're gonna have to be able to educate yourself on what she's going through, what are the best means to help her out. It's a big change in the relationship dynamic.
Yeah.
And logistically on a day-to-day basis. But other than that, man, it was pure joy, man.
Yeah. Other than that, like having those two kids is literally every time I see Andrea or Maya, and I see those little habit of Lionel in them, like he made me laugh so hard. And it's just joy, basically. But yes, as we said, in the relationship, it's almost like the joy that it can bring you. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it can destroy your relationship too. You guys need to be aware that no matter how hard it can be, or life going to stress you a little bit more, you need to lean on each other first. If the bases are well founded, it helps you take care of your children better. This kid, she's something. So at the beginning, when Lionel was working a lot and like he was barely at home, during the weekend, if in the sofa, she would take our head together and make us kiss. And now, I don't know why, that she's grown. When like if Lionel come and give me a hug or something, she'll come in the middle and say, please give me my man back. Literally, this girl, she's fighting me for my husband. She's like, give me my dad. But I think it's just like a stage or something.
Yeah.
It's healthy for them to see the parents being in love, to see what love is. Because the thing is, I always told Lionel, maybe also because I come from a family of divorced parents, but I don't know what it is to have two parents. You know, I can't remember. I was very young when they decided to separate, so I don't know what it is. At the beginning, I wasn't even comfortable. Lionel said, "Yo, you need to stop this. You're my wife. Give me a hug. Don't think about those kids or whatever. This is normal." And for me, I'm like, can't we do that? You know. But coming from that, I feel like it's good, and like they're more happy, and also they're more open. They come, they give more hugs, they say I love you more to us, because they see us saying I love you to each other.
How did it change your perspective on life?
Whew. I mean, for me, it's almost like it's the biggest task ever that God can give you. It's almost like it's an honor, but at the same time,
it's as much an honor as it is a responsibility.
Yeah, it's almost, you have the betterness of the society on your shoulder. Does it make sense? It's almost like If she,
never thought of it that way, but
yeah,
makes sense.
literally, it's almost like if you messed up with that kid,
You
that
mess up society.
you mess up society. It's the society of tomorrow. They're
That's
gonna
so
go and break up something there. But if your kid, you're able like to raise your kid well with the antenna and the purpose that God has for that kid, they'll come into the society and there will be a light for that society.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm like, Mary, stop it. I know you expect your kid to be something somehow, somewhere, but please look, be patient. Look what is good for your kid, for his own good, not what you want for your kid. I literally understand our parents now. They have expectation. There is the thing you want for your kid, but it's not what you want for them. That's what is good for them, or it's what is going to be the purpose. The only thing that you can do is guide them for them to be able to achieve the purpose. I'm the biggest cheerleader ever that my kid can wish to have. It's my
that ain't cheerleading, man.
No, if my kid grow 1 centimeter, I'll see she grew fast, and that's it. If my kid is able to speak 2 languages, I'll see my kid is bilingual. What do you want me to say? Like, that's why we have balance. That's why I am married and you're like,
That's why.
yeah.
That's why having a kid is a real joy. Seeing them grow, seeing them learn, seeing them say a new word that you didn't know they knew.
Yeah.
We're always surprised. And Gigi, if you watch that when you grow up, we're very thankful to have you. We love you very much.
Same to you, Maya. We love you too.
You guys are a beautiful thing in our life.
Yeah.
You make us better.
Definitely. Trust me.
Better as a team.
As individuals.
Individuals, you think twice before you do anything.
Yeah.
You work as a unit. Nothing belongs to you anymore. Everything belongs to the greater good of the whole team.
The only thing I can tell you guys, for all the couple out there or any people who want to have a kid, if you decide to have with a partner, I really think you need to think about someone that's gonna stay in your life, but really stay in your life. In the term, like, I don't know, but if for some reason it doesn't work, you can still have that friendship relation where your kids can still be able to come to both of us, like still feel the love and the peace. Because when there is not that, I come from that kind of environment and it's very hard. Like all those trust issue, abandonment issue, Lionel has to deal with that. Like seriously, you're gonna put it on your kid's gonna put it on people out there.
I swear, at the beginning of our relationship, I didn't understand.
I was a mess. I'm still
Every
a mess.
time anything would go on, any fight, any dispute, she was like, maybe we should take a break. I'm like,
Yeah.
girl, man, what are you talking
I
about?
was so ready to put. It's almost like I have that mechanism, like when everything is too good, it's not for me, so I have to throw it away. That's what I was doing with Lionel. So I'm not saying they're gonna end up like me. I'm just saying
How big of an impact it has
impact on the kids. So for all those people that literally ask us what is different between having a kid, if you're not ready, don't force yourself. Take your time, like be in the relationship, do your growth with your partner, do your thing. If you're spiritual like us and you pray about it, take your time, get married, enjoy your relationship, and kid will come whenever you're ready. And also there's one thing I think, God doesn't give you the blessing to have the kid if he doesn't think you're ready for it. Even if you're in the situation right now you say, why am I pregnant? It means like you up for the task, but at the same time it's something that you have to be mentally ready. Like in your relationship, you need to know that it's gonna be a new challenge. No matter how you guys, I would say, love each other emotionally, are crazy about each other, blindly love, like yeah, I love you, I can spend my life without you. Trust me, those things that was easy before, like you just look at Lionel and say, oh baby, you're fine today, I'm in love with you, won't come as easy as it used to be. It's something now that used to be so natural that you have to work on it. And sometimes you'll be like, I don't want to work on it, I want the natural thing. Also, there's acceptance, something that Mary didn't deal well with that. But as soon as that you're able to accept the reality where you are, it's easy to even open your eyes and see the person in front of you and love that person again, but in a different way. Love change.
I think with now, like with Gigi growing up, I feel like we're able to find that balance to be able to, you
Yeah.
know, give back to us, give back to each other. But we also have all this individual stuff that we're trying to catch up to, you know,
Yeah.
the things that we like to do on our own, the dreams that we like to pursue on our own. I mean, we're both very creative people wanting to work on different things. So all of that, you want to do that, but at the same time, you have to be there for the family because family is always gonna come first. So you can
Yeah.
you kind of have to rotate your work around family, and that's really hard. Sometimes you have to press pause on something that you wanted to do for a long time just
Yeah.
because of family, and then you're right in the beginning of starting something, and then you have to press pause again because
Yeah.
your family needs you. So you have to work it out with the family. Sometimes the family has to sacrifice. You know, Mary has spent a lot of time like taking care of the two kids when I was doing all my different shows endeavors that I was wanting to do. You know, sometimes I have to take care of the kid because she wants to get some rest, get some sleep. She want to get back into the cooking mode or
Yeah.
whatever it is. There's a lot of sacrifice to be done, but I like the fact that everything is done in block unit. You take one step, you're gonna have to take all of them with you at each decision, at each crossover that you get. You get the ultimate experience and the ultimate expression of life. That was our thought on our first child, our firstborn, how the experience was, how it changed the logistic, the dynamic of our relationship, and you know how it helped us grow up until this point.
Yeah.
See you next time for the next step of the 4 years recap.
Thank you guys for watching us.
God bless.
Bye bye.